Oh my gosh, it's doing it again. Hello, everyone. It's Jodi here. Good morning. Sorry if you were on the last video and there was technical difficulties. I hope you found me to be able to hook back in. You know, most of my viewers come from the replay, and so I want to thank Nikki. Most of my viewers come and watch the recorded version, and it was just a mess. No, it's working. It is now, correct? So I really wanted to make it a clean video so you get the most out of it. And it's the most efficient for your time because we are really, really busy. And if we need to know something that could make our day better, please just give us the information so we can move on and make our day better. So today we're going to be talking about meditation. And I usually bring a topic just so that people have a little bit of time to type in what they want to ask me, because this is a live coaching session here, which means that if you're not a current client of mine or in a group, this is the place that you could ask me your questions. And believe me that if you have some questions, then other people have the questions too. And thank you for the hearts. Please give me lots of hearts and thumbs up, because then I know that what I'm saying is landing and somebody needs to hear it and somebody wants to hear it, and I can keep talking. Because I'll keep talking whether you do that or not, but it's really nice to have a little bit of feedback. I got one heart. All right, thank you. It looks like everyone got back on. So let's talk about meditation to give you some time, but please ask me questions. Believe me, if you have questions, other people have them too. All right, let's talk about the benefits of meditation. If you're anything like me, your mind is going a million miles an hour, a million miles a minute, let's say, because there is a lot to think about. We are really holding a lot of plates in the air, plates that are full of so much stuff and so many things to think about. And it just makes us, it triggers a lot of worry in there, because if we're holding up a lot of things, then something could go wrong. And we're aware of that. And so what happens is that we start to worry about that stuff when we have a lot of things on our plate. And then the worry and the anxiety kind of take over the whole plate. And then we are, and then we're stuck, and then we're exhausted. And then even though we don't get much stuff done, sometimes we're doing more than our share of things and we're exhausted. And sometimes that exhaustion makes it even hard to do that kind of stuff. So say, give me a heart, give me a thumbs up. Tell me if you agree, if you've had this experience as well. You'll see me looking down because I want to read your comments. Shannon, I have clients who meditated through trauma and struggle with meditation. Any advice or resources? Yes. Oh, I'm so glad that you're asking that question. I'm so glad that you're asking that question. This is perfect. All right. So, when somebody has trauma, sometimes meditation is harder. In some ways, meditation has some risks. And in some ways, meditation is easier because they know how to go to a different place in their mind, because they've done that through their trauma. A lot of times people who've experienced trauma are really good at like a shamanic journey. Let's say that they go on a story, go to a sacred place, and have an experience with their spiritual guides. That is very easy for someone with trauma. And also it's something to focus on and something to do. So when you're meditating, this is the risk part. When you're meditating, there is a window of tolerance. And so if you want to stay, especially if you've had trauma, you want to stay within the window of tolerance so that you don't kind of lose yourself a little bit. So there has been some, and it's a small group of people. It's a very, very small risk. So for some people who've had trauma in their past and they've gone on meditation retreats, they've gone outside that window of tolerance, and they it's not been good on their psyche at all. It's destabilizing in a way. So the good resource for that, Cheyenne, that's the way I meditate you don't have to worry about that. Like if you're doing a meditation that's a story, or if you're doing a meditation where you're focusing on parts of the body, or if you have a story, then that doesn't happen because there's something to do. There's some empowerment and something to do. And so that's mostly just some mindfulness. If the practitioner doesn't outline that window of tolerance for the people, then that's a problem. Cheyenne, let me come back. I have a book recommendation for you that really helped me help a client recover from this problem. It's not very often, so don't worry about it. If you've had trauma, if you look at my guided meditations, I should have put that instead of Jodi Amen /let go, it's jodiamen.com/meditations. You could get my meditations, and they're all stories. So they're all safe. I've worked with people with trauma for a really long time, so I know how to do that. But Shannon, I'm going to give you the book that helped me get her back into the window of tolerance and teach her that and come back fully into herself. So don't worry. Facebook's not sending hearts. Sorry about that. Oh, I see 7. So if you want to know more about that, let me know. It's not a huge risk, but there's a risk there. And so if you've had trauma and you want to do just blank meditation, just meditating on nothingness, and you don't have a lot of experience, get a guide for yourself. Don't do that on your own. All right, so I have another question here. Can you talk about intrusive thoughts and how to stop listening to them? I try to tell myself they aren't true, but the more I get them, the harder it is to combat them, and I end up believing them. Minecraft Lover 22. Okay, so intrusive thoughts are something when we have a lot of space in our mind. Our mind's going to give us, there's a lot of things that are calling for our attention in our mind. That's why we want to talk about meditation today. And actually, I'm about to upload a new YouTube video on meditation. So if I'm just answering questions today, they will be, by the end of the day today, there'll be a sister video all about the benefits of meditation if I don't get to them, because my first and foremost goal of the Monday sessions is live coaching. So can you talk about intrusive thoughts? Okay, so our mind's going all the time. And a lot of us have all these things on our plates. And so our mind's like, oh, okay, there's a lot of stuff. I got to figure this out, right? And so then the worries come. Our mind is, sorry, my dog's barking. Our mind is involved for 2 million years to solve problems because we're multitasking and trying to solve problems like all the time. And so we have to, so when things are okay and we're safe, our mind's like, oh, wait, something might be wrong. The other shoe's going to drop soon. We got to make sure there's no problems coming up, right? And those turn into intrusive thoughts. They usually hook around something. And there's lots of risks in our life. Some are tiny, but an intrusive thought will hook on one thing and be like, it's possible. It's possible. And so and then we hook on them, then they become familiar. So every time they come by our mind grabs them and pulls them in. That's what an intrusive thought does. And our mind gets hooked on them because we're like, this is so weird. If I'm having this thought, it means something. We put all this meaning onto that thought and having that thought, which grows it and attaches us to it. So what you want to do now, of course, I work with people and sometimes it's several sessions one-on-one. So I'm just going to give you a little tip. And if you need a little bit more help, you might need to go to a counselor. But bring something else in your mind. When you're trying to get rid of intrusive thoughts, you're like, it's not true. Get rid of them. Stop thinking about them. Stop thinking about them. It's actually, in a way, you could tell you're giving it more attention. So you're giving it a little bit more attention by trying to get rid of the attention. So what you want to do is you want to bring something else in. So bring in another creative project that you could be doing. It's hard to get rid of things when there's nothing else to replace it. Our mind does not want to be idle. It'll grab something else or keep grabbing that. When I had anxiety, you have to engage yourself in something really big to distract yourself because anxiety is like a beacon for intention. Intrusive thoughts, negative thinking, all those things are kind of the same. They have the same effect on us. They just call our attention. And so we need something that's really engaging to take our attention off. So that is the best tip I have. All right, John, thank you for asking this question. It's a great question. John asked, I'm going to show it. John asked, what's the benefits of meditation? How could it affect my physical world? Yeah, it decreases your blood pressure. It could decrease your pain. It decreases your anxiety and your stress. It helps your nervous system calm down. And overall, it's going to decrease your, it's going to decrease the hormone that the male truck is here. That's why he's going nuts. He loves it. He's like, somebody's here for me. And so those are really the physical effects. It's going to decrease pain. It's going to decrease your adrenaline and your cortisol, which is going to decrease your anxiety and stress. It's going to help you focus your mind, which is going to decrease those two. It's going to build confidence, which is going to decrease those two. It's going to decrease your blood pressure, and it could decrease pain. It's been shown to decrease pain. So it could really totally transform your physical world as well. Totally transform. So I hope that was really helpful. And I'm going to go into in my YouTube video. So keep watching, click the bell to get notifications, because keep watching, because I'm going to upload a video later today. I filmed it this summer. You're going to see I have like a tan in the video. I'm like, oh my gosh, I look so tan. It was because I filmed it this summer and I just haven't been able to upload it yet, but it's a good one. And I really want you to have it. So those benefits. So it takes you.
Let me get a chance.
Okay. So it takes you. I probably have to go. I'm sorry. I thought it would be a chance that I wouldn't be interrupted during these. Okay. I'm sorry about that. Of course. All right. So, anyway, okay, I'll go back. What a morning. I was going to cancel again because I canceled last week because it's so crazy here. And I was like, no, I canceled last week. Do it. Just go ahead and do it. And I was like, sometimes it works that you have 10 minutes and no one seems to bother you. All right, everyone. So look for that video, because everything I was going to say today, I'm going to say in that video. It looked like I answered everybody's questions, and John liked my advice. So thank you so much, everybody, for being here. Please share this, because a lot of people also may need it, may need to find the answer to that negative thinking and that anxiety that's plaguing them so huge. Get my books. If you have anxiety or intrusive thoughts or anything, you want Anxiety Zero and Anxiety, I'm So Done With You. I'm humbly saying that they are the best books out there on anxiety, and we just got to get the message out to people. So, all right, I will see you next week, and hopefully I'll be organized. I was organized. This is not my fault. All right, I will. How long have I been practicing meditation? I've been practicing meditation for 20 years, actually. Yeah. And it helped with my anxiety in all the ways that I mentioned. Chris Jenner's mom, if you watch from the beginning, you'll get a little more information. And, oh, thanks, Nikki. And I'm going to upload a video that's going to have, it's a long video. It's got tons of information. And so it is going to answer all your questions. All right. Love you all. Talk to you soon. Bye.